Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. Not much happened. We still take a look at the charts. I also want to talk about Ethereum very briefly and also take a look at the ADA BTC chart. So we start with Bitcoin. By the way, someone said yesterday I should scale down on the Cardano updates a little bit, and I thought about it, but actually these are still the most popular videos on this channel and a lot of people are waiting for them. A lot of people are watching them. So I'll continue with the Cardano updates because it is still my biggest holding, and I also include a brief Bitcoin analysis in every video, and again, they are the most popular videos on this channel. So we are still trading on the Bitcoin chart in this symmetrical triangle. I think there could be a decisive move today, potentially, yeah, because we can see that we are, first of all, we are above the 20-day moving average again, which is coming here. We have been trading really for the majority of the time being in that orange triangle. We have been trading above that ascending trend line here as well. And if you remember, that ascending trend line is actually that trend line of a channel that for the higher support or resistance line, however you want to see it, of that channel within which we've been trading for a few months now. So that is quite a significant one in my view. And actually there were a few breakouts to the downside, a couple, but we always break back above it, which is bullish. You know, you can see these huge green candles when we broke down actually. And every breakdown actually was a higher low. So that's bullish. Also bullish that we are above the 20-day moving average and that we have actually for the majority stayed above that white trend line. Now we are moving into the apex closer, and I think today we could have a decisive move, or in the next couple of days, but today there might already be one. So again, until then, we don't really know what Bitcoin is going to do, but it's looking not too bad actually. But I did say in the previous video that I was more sort of bullish on Ethereum in the short term, and Ethereum is actually climbing higher. So before we go to Cardano, just briefly Ethereum, I mentioned in my last video that we had a couple of possible scenarios. The first move was that we moved, no, the most probable one was that we made new all-time highs and continued to move to the 4,800 level, maybe even up to 5,000 in this move here to the upside to the 1.618 extension level based on Elliott Waves. The second alternative was that we come down once more into the range of 3,500 before we then go to all-time highs. And it seems like the more probable one is playing out because we haven't seen really a breakdown to the downside. And it seems like Ethereum has decoupled itself a little bit from Bitcoin, which is always doing in preparation for the alt season. That is always what happens, that money is flowing into Ethereum before it then flows into the large caps like Cardano, Polkadot, and others. And yeah, you can just see if you compare the Cardano, the chart of Ethereum to, I'll show you another one because here I've got all the thingies on. If you compare the Ethereum chart to the Bitcoin chart, you can see Ethereum just going up and up and up above the 20-day moving average here. Whereas Bitcoin, you know, it's just sort of, yeah, it's just retracing at the moment. It's just moving sideways at the moment, and Ethereum doesn't have that. So let's go to Cardano. Cardano, again, in a triangle still. That triangle is still above the 200-day moving average. I did say in the previous video, just to remind you, we could still drop below the 20-day moving average before we continue our move to the upside. You can see that happened already in July. That was not a problem. The breakout above the 200-day then again was the major push that brought buyers in, and that was only a quick move below the 200-day moving average. That could happen. And is this today the decisive move for Cardano? Because we are moving into the apex. We are very, very quickly moving into the apex here, and there is not much more space left. You can see how the price is getting squeezed down. And it's always, you know, when I watch the price and it doesn't move, that indicates, you know, we are getting into a triangle, and we've been trading within the 195 range now, well, for a couple of days, you know, and as you can see, there isn't much more space. Yeah, we could stay within here today, but maybe tomorrow then, you know, there is not much more space. There will be a decisive move happening either way. I said, personally, I think this could move to the downside once more, below the 200-day moving average. I think that would be good. It would be good for us to get buyers' interest because people are just waiting for better prices at the moment, and then there could be a new momentum forming down here somewhere in that range between 180 and 145. Been saying that for a while. We already touched that that area, my target area here on the 21st, but and then again here on the 27th. But these were only very, very short touches. We didn't really go into that target range that I showed you. So, you know, it is just what it is. That is what the chart is doing. Been saying that for 6-7 weeks now, that we will come down into that target range. We have only touched it. We haven't really gone into it. You know, normally you would expect maybe we see a daily close within that target, or we maybe see a 4-hour close, but no, we didn't. So that is pretty much that target range down here. As you can see here in that wave C, we only touched it. So I don't know if that was already the wave C before we move up, or is the wave C actually still coming, because that was just too short potentially. Yeah. And from that, as you remember, I said if we reach that target range, my personal expectation is, again, I don't have a crystal ball, and I'm not telling you that I'm always right here, but from here we should see prices of at least 450. That would be the completion then of that major wave 3 to the upside. So we are currently in a retracement here in a wave 1, wave 2 to the downside, and then wave 3 to the upside. Now that wave 3 that I just showed you, the green one, is part of that larger wave 3. So 1, 2, and the wave 3 to the upside here, at least 450. That's what Elliott Waves are telling us. Then brief look at ADA BTC, which is finding support, which seems to find that final support here. I circled that area yesterday and I think the day before. As we dropped below that previous support here, I said, look, this is where we need to find support. Probably we could drop once more down to that support here, the lower one on the left hand side, which is at around 3030, 90. It's a bit hard to see with these 4 zeros before in front of it. I think we actually touched it here yesterday. You can see it, how that wick actually came down to that level. It touched it. There you go. Probably need to move it a little bit higher. It touched it already, bounced off, and we are consolidating now above this one. So that could indicate, we really hopefully find a bottom here, but we could also drop further. If we drop further, we would really drop quite low compared to Bitcoin. We have come and touched overbought range on the daily. So, there is not much more scope to the upside. That's pretty much it on to the downside. So that's pretty much it on ADA. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.